Yo, let's do it. Yeah. Yo, 10 minutes of your time just might brighten up your shine. 10 minutes.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome to 10 Minutes with Teddy and Tina.
A discussion of life, love, family, and faith.
Yeah. This episode is entitled Advice for
Newlyweds and Oldlyweds. And I just made that up. Don't worry about it. You can take that and have that for free. This is part one of this discussion.
Wait a minute, Oldlyweds though. Only you could do that.
Teddy, I just,
You just been flowing in the spirit lately.
Teddy, God gave it to me, so I just went with it. Newlyweds, Oldlyweds.
Tell the people what we talking
All
about.
right, well, I think it's safe to say that all people, or at least most people, get married with the intention of staying together, happily married forever.
Yep.
But good intentions ain't gonna keep you married. You gotta have some good information so you know what to do and how to do it, how to stay happily married. So we have some advice for you
All
today.
right. So our first piece of advice is to fall more in love with God than you are with each other.
Absolutely.
Fall more in love with God than you are each other, because you're going to need the love of the Father to help you understand your mate. You want to be able to love them out of an overflow. You don't want to be able to love them based on what they do or what they don't do for you. And I got a scripture that I want to read that will nail this in the ground. Okay?
Yeah.
Philippians 2, 3, and 4 says, "Let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than himself. Let each of you look out not only for his own interest, but also for the interest of others."
I mean, wow.
That sums it up right there.
That's how you stay happily married. That's perfect love. Perfect love does that, not selfish love. Well, the second piece of advice that we have for you is you got to make up in your mind before you get married, or now that you are married, that divorce is not an option.
No.
And when you make up your mind that divorce is not an option, what you're actually saying is, I am committed to, I will work through whatever the hardships are that will come. Because you're going to have some hardships. They don't have to be our hardships. They don't have to be what everybody thinks, but there's going to be some level of hardship.
Yeah.
And if you don't make up in your mind that, hey, we said better and worse and we meant it, we're going to work through it. As soon as them hardships come, you're going to be like, I ain't working back. I ain't signed up for this, but you actually did. So you got to make up your mind that you're going to work through it. God said, what I put together, let no man, tear apart. So don't be the people that tear your own marriage apart. Work through the hardships, because divorce should not be an option.
No.
It breaks individuals down. It breaks up families. It messes up the world.
It is like a death. Divorce is like a death. That's why the Bible talks about it. He says that he hates it. God said he hates it because it's like
cruel.
A divorce. It's cruel,
it's like
and
death.
It's evil. It's like death. So, all right. So here's another piece of advice.
And we do understand that there are people who have a different life and have gone and had the grace to move on. But God's perfect plan is that you get married and you stay married. So make up in your mind, we ain't getting no divorce.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so here is some advice for the newlywed. Newlyweds. So how to keep the momentum going in your marriage. I think one of the best ways to do this, first of all, let's talk about the blissful stage of marriage. When you get married, you just on cloud nine. You so in the clouds don't nothing matter but what's going on in your life.
All they jokes funny. You like the little ashy lips. You know what I'm saying? You think they cute. You just think they so smart. I mean, just everything. They just everything.
Yeah, but this blissful stage is not. It doesn't keep going. I mean, you. Well,
it don't come. It just don't come automatic. Because it ain't new no more once it gets old.
Yeah.
So the new bliss don't necessarily come with the old unless there's a strategy.
And so to help you guys go further in this blissful stage, you got to connect yourself with people who understand what marriage is all about. You have to get wise counsel. You got to seek wise counsel. And I'm telling y'all, don't be trying to seek marriage from, look, if you a Lincoln, you got a Lincoln car, you ain't taking your Lincoln to no Toyota.
That's right.
You gonna take your Lincoln to the Lincoln dealer,
dealership,
the Ford dealer that's gonna work on that car.
Y'all fix this car.
Don't take your marriage to people that don't believe in a godly covenant, that believes in divorce, and that believes in. Don't
have no single marriage counselor.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I got a scripture that's gonna back this up. All right, Proverbs 12:15.
Unless they're a widow, that's different. that wasn't by choice, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was good.
Okay, that was good. All right.
I thought it was good.
It was good.
Okay.
Proverbs 12:15. Now, this is for you guys that's all in the clouds that don't want to come out of the clouds because you think your love is the perfect love.
We don't have no problems. We don't need all that. We fine.
Fools think their own way is right, but the wise listen to others. This is in the Bible. So get some wise counsel. Listen to people who've been married for a long time, who have had success in their marriage.
Yeah, and they're still in a blissful stage. They done been through better and worse, and they're still in a blissful stage. Yeah. They can tell you how to get there.
Yeah.
Our next advice is remember that you're married to each other, not your parents. God bless mommy and daddy. And with all due respect, this is not their marriage. If you let mommy and daddy make your choices, you gonna be stuck with the ramifications of their choices for your marriage.
Yeah.
And if you let them make all the decisions in your marriage, all your expectation is going to be of them. And then if everything goes wrong, you're going to blame them. So take good advice, take good, sound, godly advice from your parents if they're giving it. Yeah. But you all decide how you process that advice and how you utilize it and implement it in your marriage, because you too got to deal with your choices. Yeah. You too got to deal with the consequences of what you decide in your marriage. So you too should be the only two that are deciding what you're going to do in your marriage, because it's your union, not theirs. Well, and that's with all due respect. Don't be ignorant and dishonorable with your parents when you have to kind of tell them. But if you don't allow your parents to understand, hey, I'm a grown, responsible adult, and I, thank you for your advice, but this is how we're going to handle that. They'll be done had you crashing and burning because they busy taking care of their baby.
Well, the Bible says that a man, when he finds his wife, he leaves his mother and father and cleaves to his wife. That's become they become one with each other, not one with their parents. And you know what's gonna happen is, if the parents are gonna train us, and we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave the house. Yeah. So if you're continuing to stay connected to your parents, then that means that your parents will have a hand or a say so in your marriage, and God won't be able to have that position.
Yeah, God. Yeah, that's good, Teddy. God's supposed to have that position. So again, advice is good, but the decision making is between y'all. Yeah. And God.
That's for newlyweds.
The number one counsel.
Because a lot of newlyweds, you just can't figure that thing out.
Can't figure that thing out. They're like, what you want me to do? No, you got to decide what you're going to do. You're going to have to decide.
All right, this one is for newlyweds.
And oldlyweds.
Oldlyweds. That came from Tina Campbell.
I had to do it.
You didn't marry your spouse to make them who they are. You married them because of who they are. Don't try to recreate them.
You can, first of all, you might be fresh, but you ain't that fresh. Yeah. You cannot recreate them. Yeah. You gonna try to show your man how to be a man. Have you ever been a man? You need to show her. I need to show her how to be a lady, and how to do. I need to show. You watched your mama, but you ain't your mama. You can't tell her how to be a woman, and you can't show him how to be a man. But God can, and you can pray and get an agreement with God, and you can help them. Yeah. You don't direct them, you don't guide them, and you do not make them or recreate them. That's not your job. That's God's job.
Well, I went into my marriage telling my wife that she was going to change me.
No, sir.
I put that pressure on her to try to be God for me and God to me. No. And she is not God. She's a good wife, but a horrible God.
Terrible God. I'm just a terrible God. I'm like God, so that I can receive from God, be in, and one with God, and reflect God to Him. Yeah. But I didn't create you. Yeah. I didn't die for the sins of the world. I ain't no savior. I ain't hung on nobody's cross. Yeah. Do not put that pressure on me, and do not put that pressure on your spouse. They just got to be. You got to compliment me. You got to give me my confidence. You got to help me get rid of all my flaws. Right. You got to come on, man. That's just.
Or you're trying to change them. I mean, what you think is not good about them, you want to change it. We have to understand that the things that are different about each other is what makes us awesome for each other. Yeah. Like if I'm a little bit more quiet, I'm a little bit more passive. I kind of think before, I say things most of the time. Wait, but you're the spontaneous one. Okay. And we got to have the spontaneous one, because the spontaneous people are just going to move by faith. God said it, we're going to do it. You know, and sometimes I'm a little more thinking and, just trying to figure this thing out or whatever. And then my wife's like, no, we going to, you know what I mean? So we need that. You know, we need that. So that
and
makes
then sometimes he tells me, no, you going to wait. Yeah. You going to think today. You going to think about that. Now, you going to sit with that thought for about 5 minutes, and then we going to go for it. I don't necessarily be wanting to hear that, but I have to receive it because I'm one with the guy. Right. And if I go make some crazy decision for our life, he's stuck dealing with the ramifications of me over here just, not thinking sometimes. But don't be acting like you got crazy, just flip it.
No. I'm not, Mama. I'm not. Okay.
See, you see how I'm not taking my own advice. I'm taking things personal and all of that. I rebuke myself in the name of Jesus.
Now bless the people.
All right. Well, may the blessings of the Lord that make rich and add no sorrow forever be yours, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.